Below-the-line advertising, an advertising strategy where products are promoted other than mainstream radio, television, billboards, print and film formats. Below-the-line advertising seeks to reach consumers directly, where a salesperson can answer direct questions and better explain the products. By using these promotion techniques, the firm can keep control over its promotional efforts and does not have to pay intermediaries and terminal agencies.
It gives you the opportunity to meet your customers one-on-one. You could give them feedback, you could take criticisms and all that. And it is equally much more cheaper than television advertising. Then television advertising, I see it as a one-way communication. But we know that communication should be both ways. You tell them, they'll tell you. They give you feedback on pricing, they give you feedback on tastes, they give you feedback on quality as well. So with all those things, it will help you develop a better quality and see if your pricing is actually competitive or not.
Television and radio advert is somehow costly, but choosing this kind of advert, I go door to door, I see my customers, I see those who are consuming my product face to face, talk to them, and then they understand matters with me and then buy my product. I think I prefer going door to door and face to face to my consumers.
I had this experience with a soft drink. They were selling and everybody was rushing at the stadium, everybody was buying. Only for me to get home and realize that it will expire few days from the time I bought it. After a few days, it expired. And you know what that means? You've wasted your money. So why would they wait until this product gets to the point of expiration before you push them into the market? Or you water down the value and then you sell at lower prices for consumers. I don't think, from my personal experience, I don't think that's very nice.
Every criticism, every customer's feedback, no matter how absurd it sounds, still has an element of truth in it, something that you can build on. And also, you can get a quick response from react to market activities instantaneously.
When we rate advertising, or generally when we rate marketing communications efforts, we look at how much it will cost you to expose your message to 1,000 people. Now, if you look at all the other media that you have referred to here as the above-the-line media, the radio, the television, the billboards, and now the interactive media using the internet, the cost is so very low as compared to what you are referring to as below the line. Now, what it will cost you to expose the message to 1,000 people using those below the line platforms is hundreds of times more than what it will cost you to use the former media platforms. So for me, I think there is no alternative to the former media platforms. If we are looking at the costs, if we are looking at the effectiveness, if we are looking at how much patronage these platforms are able to generate, I think you just go for the mass media.
I think adverts, which some people refer to as below the line adverts, are gaining ground more than the advertisements that people relay or place on radio, in newspapers and on television. No businessman or woman will put a lot of money together and say, I'm going to pay for adverts on radio, or go to television, or place adverts in newspapers. That's why you see it's only big companies, limited liability companies, that even seldomly put their adverts in newspapers these days.
In this 21st century that we are now, there are different modes of advertising products. You talk about the internet, you talk about the radio, you talk about the newspaper, and then you talk about some other mobile modes of advertising. So the words of mouth, if you permit me to say, is the least mode of all of them. And then in comparing them to the other modes, you see that it cannot go it is not so very effective, because we are talking about meeting somebody one-on-one. And here we have this other broadcast means, maybe you talk about the radio, where you place an advert and then thousands of people hearing it simultaneously. You don't need to be in a location where the product is being heard, and you can see the wide gap in terms of reach, and then in terms of effectiveness. You're talking to a larger audience, you're talking to a variety of audience. And then words of mouth, you must meet somebody one-on-one. Then within the space of time, how many person can you meet in a day? And then how many person can you be able to convince? And then for any advert to be on the radio, it has the packaging touch of professionals. They have the right key, they have the right message, they have the right words to use in drawing the attention of the people, more than the one that you are carrying maybe your product from door to door. The product may be very fine, but the means of selling it, of making it attractive and then touching somebody to the point of buying it, you may not have that kind of words.
There are method of approach, because you do not expect that what you want to sell can just be put on somebody's table and the table will give you money for you to just collect. You will have to approach the matter in a way that you attract the attention of the buyer or attention of the customer. You have to approach him in such a friendly manner, in a way that he has to accommodate you. You have to find a way of introducing the subject matter that you want to introduce. If it is possible, allow the person receiving you to offer you a seat so that you can start communicating with him. We start discussing with you. There has to be the sending out of the message, and the message has to be received. The person has to respond. And when he receives your message, he has to decode. Think over what you have said. Then he will give you an answer.
Many of our producing organizations in the formal sector do what you may misconstrue to mean below the line advertising. But what they really do is integrated marketing communications. For instance, you have an event that is organized or packaged to promote the products of a particular company, maybe through a gala night. Now, for that gala night to hold, you must advertise that gala night. Now, you are now using two promotional tools already. Now, on getting to the gala night, you will discover that there will be banners, there will be billboards, and all the like. That one too is another media altogether. But you see that the three media that I've mentioned here will synergize to produce the kind of effect that the marketer wants for his products. Now, when you do that, you are not doing propaganda, you are doing what we refer to as integrated marketing communications. That is, using more than one promotional tool to promote the interests of a company, or to promote the interests of an organization, or to promote the products of a company.
If you compare the two modes, you see that yes, in as much as it is very good, and you cannot separate it from other modes of advertisement, even in this era, it is still the least, it is less effective, it is less attractive, and then the result is far below that of the paper. Because if you put your advert on the paper now, you don't know where it could be. If you put on a national dailies, for instance, somebody in Lagos could see it, somebody in Kano could see it, all the four corners of Nigeria could see it. And then, lucky you, if the paper is if it has this online platform, people across the globe are reading it. And then, if you compare that to the words of mouth now, you are only very in Makurdi here now. Your words is in Makurdi, and Makurdi is even too generic. You need to be in a particular place at a particular time. But if you subject it to broadcast or print, it goes far wider than you can ever think.
Most of the people that patronize those people are as gullible as the practitioners. Most of those people that do this below the line advertising are not professionals. They do not understand the business. They have products that cannot be vouched for, and the likes. So to me, I will advertise through the formal media, and I want to advise every other person out there that if you want your business to move, you patronize the formal media. If you want to establish credibility, which ensures repeat purchase. You go through the formal media, because there's here in the formal media there are a lot of regulatory bodies. You have the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria in the case of Nigeria. You have the NBC, National Broadcasting Commission, with their code that specifies what you can say or what you should not say in specified areas of advertising. And so because of that, advertisement messages that come through the formal media are more credible, are more believable, and people trust them more. And so if you pass your messages through this formal media, people have the tendency to believe what they hear, and that forms a basis for their behavior towards the product you are advertising.
People that need to patronize the advertisers, there is no need to say that you need to patronize the broadcast media or the print, because you know that the advantage far outweigh the disadvantage. People talk about cost, but you know, in everything, for you to get the best, you need to put in some effort in terms of finance and then your physical energy.
What you call below the line adverts is what I refer to as informal adverts. Those people, if they are aided, if they are well aided, if they become more comfortable, they will do better than people who use formal channels of communication. But all the same, those who struggle, those who can endure, those who can bear the pains, after some time, they will make it.